So, back for some more Battle Spot doubles with this bulky Mega Venusaur team. Things have been going quite well, but then again it's only been 2 episodes. If we make it through this episode doing pretty well, then that's over halfway through the week, so that would be preferable. Just to see if this team actually is still somewhat solid, because it's pretty much the same as one that I made back in... I assume a lot of people made it as well back in 2015, but it's pretty much the same as one I brought to a couple of Premier Challenges and did pretty well at. That team did have a banded Thunderous over the Zapdos, which wasn't advisable, but I thought it would be funny, and I KO'd a couple of Kangaskhans with Superpower. I banded Skydrop as well on that, which was quite funny. I got myself into an awkward situation where the end game was my Thunderous against his Thunderous, but they were both max speed, and mine had more HP, so I could have stalled out the game because we had the old timers back then. If I'd have kept skydropping him and winning the speed tie, and then losing the speed tie on the way down, then I would have actually won the match. I had to do that, like, I think based on the time that was left, I would have had to do that 3 times in a row, so the odds were super against me, and he lost the speed tie on the drop the first time, but that would have been funny, but not really relevant to this team anymore, though, is it? Because Thunderous, at least Incarnate, is probably going to disappear a bit. I think Thunderous Therian will still be pretty common. Zapdos should be more common than Thunderous as well, because I did say in the previous episode we don't actually know if these Pokemon are going to be allowed, because they didn't announce that the legendaries, whether the legendaries are available or not. But it's literally an hour after that they announced that some legendaries are going to appear in some wormholes. So now I'm going to play, like, I'm going to just assume that the legendaries are available, because it does seem pretty likely now. But we're going to face hardcore rain. So if I can keep my Venusaur safe from his Pelipper, then my Venusaur is going to be very, very nice. But I'm pretty sure I'm bringing these bottom 4. We'll have a bit of an awkward time breaking through the Ferrothorn without Heatran, though. I will have to rely on Scrafty. I will lead with Finny and Zapdos, I think, and have Scrafty and Venusaur in the back. Because he's going to have the faster Fake Out if he leads with Ludicolo. Based on the fact that he has Kingdra and Ludicolo, I'm going to assume that the Waterium is on Kingdra, and the Assault Vest, which was the most common item by far in 2015 on Ludicolo, will be on this one as well. I'm pretty sure Assault Vest will definitely drop off for Waterium for this year. Or I should say for Battle Spot doubles, but like I can kind of assume that this is effectively VGC 18 now. But he's going to lead with Ludicolo. And Politoed, no Pelipper. They must have brought Pelipper, else he has not really that much from my Venusaur. But the Misty Seed, like I am going to assume he's Assault Vest, but I'm going to assume that I do take a Hydro Vortex with Zapdos. Maybe that's a bad assumption to make, but I think I will, and Calm Mind is definitely the play. And I think I will try and Tailwind here, even though I think that Zapdos will be the Fake Out target. I do have Static over Pressure, because I think my Zapdos is fast enough to make use of Pressure, although on a kind of stally team it would make sense, but I can't Paralyze him because he's on the floor. Kind of some anti-synergy with Finny and the Zapdos here, but I think that still Static. Like, I did Paralyze that Dragonite in the previous one. I do think that Static will be more useful than Pressure will be. Does get a burn, and he does put me into range of whatever the Ludicolo wants to go for, which is a bit unfortunate, but I think I will try and Calm Mind again, because I do need it, and I will try and roost off this damage. If he goes for Ice Beam, that might not KO, because I have got reasonable bulk. He's going to go for Energy Ball, okay. This will still do reasonable damage. Just under half, though, so that's not bad. And I will get my HP back with Zapdos. So I could have gone for a Tailwind there. Maybe I'll do that next turn. But we'll see what this Politoed goes for, whether it goes for something like Encore on my Calm Minds. That would be very unfortunate. But we'll see. Just Scald into Zapdos again, I would assume. Okay, so I'm back at where I was before. Slightly more HP, it looks like. But now I will go on the offensive, and I will go for a Tailwind here. So I'm going to Moonblast into the Ludicolo and I'm going to try and Tailwind. And we'll see if Zapdos makes it through the turn. I strongly expect Finny will, without any kind of critical hit, because I will be able to take this Energy Ball even better. It does activate my Berry, which is very nice. And I'm pretty sure... well, my Tapu Fini outsped is Politoed, so I don't actually know the relation between Finny and Ludicolo in terms of speed. But I guess I'll find out this next turn. Zapdos should outspeed the Ludicolo unless it's a Jolly one. Or timid, it wouldn't be Jolly. But that does two-shot. Probably Assault Vest based on the fact that... Oh, and he didn't go after Zapdos. That's a really nice turn. Yeah, I'm going to say that's Assault Vest on +2. I don't know my Tapu Fini calcs very well. But... things look pretty good right now. Do I Thunderbolt the Politoed or do I just Roost? I think I'm going to Moonblast the Ludicolo again. And I will Roost here. Because the point of Zapdos is to just stick around. And maybe put myself out of... like, because Kingdra will come in at some point and that will outspeed my Zapdos, so I do kind of want to put myself out of range of the Waterium, if that's possible. I don't know if it is, but Zapdos is faster. I can't remember how much speed the Finny had, but we'll see. Ludicolo has every potential to outspeed, and he does, so... unfortunate, but Finny should still make it through the turn even with another potential Scald from the Politoed, but the special attack drop does mean that I won't KO his Ludicolo here, I don't think. I still do, okay, that's fine. But this should be Scald into Zapdos. Nope, it isn't Tapu Fini again. I will make it through the turn. No potential burns on the Finny. The burn on the Zapdos has been annoying, but that's fine. So if he goes into Kingdra here, he kind of has to target down the Tapu Fini, right? If he goes into Swampert, okay. So now, I'm going to hope that my Tapu Fini outspeeds him. I don't think it will, but I will go for Muddy Water and I'll go for Thunderbolt into Politoed. Weird, like, because he either has Ferrothorn or Pelipper in the back. Surely not Kingdra now. But I felt like he needed both, because if he doesn't have Pelipper, then my Venusaur will win. And if he doesn't have Ferrothorn, then... like, because I couldn't bring my Heatran or anything. Zapdos outspeeds Swampert, which is good, but I don't outspeed with my Tapu Fini, which is unfortunate. To be expected, but still unfortunate. I still have one more turn of Tailwind, I think. Which is going to be nice, because I will make it through the turn without a critical hit. And the rain stops as well, so even if the Tailwind disappeared, that would have been fine. You'd expect him to have to switch out his Politoed here, but I will go into Venusaur. Because I'm pretty sure I still have Tailwind. So I can just safely go for Giga Drain. And do I Roost here? I think I still Roost. Yeah, I'm going to Roost because I could knock out the Politoed, but could switch to reset the rain. And Zapdos isn't as threatened because there's no rain boosted Scald if he decides to go for a Scald into my Zapdos. So I will Giga Drain the Swampert and that will definitely be a KO. And I will Roost again. I think that's the third Roost that this Zapdos has gone for. So it's gone pretty well. He did just stay in with his Politoed, which is quite surprising. Not really sure what he's going to be going for, but unless he's protecting on his Swampert, that's going to get KO'd. Okay, that makes sense, but kind of has to be going for Rain Dance here with Politoed, and surely you don't have Rain Dance in your Politoed when you have Politoed and Pelipper. That really wouldn't make sense. At least not to me. No, just Scald. That's fine. It will do even less damage than it had been doing before. Because of the burn, I could be in Rock Slide range now. I didn't pay attention to how much I did before. But we did see that my Zapdos did outspeed his Swampert in the Tailwind while he was Swift Swimming. So I should be able to Roost again. And then that will stop. If he goes for Earthquake here, then that's a very nice play. But he's going to withdraw Swampert, so again, I'm going to get all my HP back, and it is Pelipper. It did have to be Pelipper. But my Zapdos outspeeds Pelipper. I'm pretty sure I made it outspeed Pelipper. It would be kind of an oversight if I didn't, but I feel like I did. So, with the Giga Drain breaking any potential sash on the Pelipper, only a Scarf would be detrimental now. Doesn't quite two-shot, but that's fine. School will do a bit more, but still not enough. A Sludge Bomb would knock out the Pelipper, but I would underspeed and he could potentially get an attack off, which I don't want. And like I am relying on past me to have made Zapdos outspeed potential Pelippers. So really, only a Scarf should be able to save him. That's what I'm relying on now. Okay, good. And that's exactly why you should have had Zapdos faster than Pelipper for this situation, because Misty C Zapdos will be very good against Rain, as is shown. Like, I've just sat on the field, I Thunderbolted, what, twice? I've been roosting the entire time, pretty much. Like, I've roosted more than any other move. I think it's 1 Tailwind, 2 Thunderbolts, 3 roosts, but, like, that's exactly what Zapdos is supposed to do against the Rain teams. Be super bulky. Didn't encounter a Hydro Vortex, which is most likely on the Kingdra. A little bit surprised he didn't bring Ferrothorn, but like, I would have definitely brought. I think I would have brought Ferrothorn over Politoed, but now I can just go for Giga Drain, and I will go for an attempt at Tailwind here, but I don't think there's anything he can do to stop me now. Unless he Rock Slide flinches my Venusaur forever was just about what I was about to say, but I've got Scrafty in the back to intimidate him, so it doesn't matter. Miss on Venusaur just means I'm not going to flinch this turn, and we will end it right now with the Giga Drain. So, not too bad, not too bad. So, I guess that's halfway through the week, and undefeated. So let's see if we can keep this going. Not too bad, not too bad. I think I had a pretty good matchup against the Rain team, like Finny, Zapdos and Mega Venusaur does pretty well against Rain, so especially with that Misty Seed. Like the Misty Seed Zapdos / Psychic Seed Zapdos, I think will be quite big, given the fact that it is almost certainly allowed now in BGC 18 because of the wormhole announcement. So, because the wormholes are kind of like the Hooper rings in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. But yeah, not too bad, not too bad. That's 5-0 at the moment. Actually starting to climb just a little bit, but we'll see, we'll see. Okay, so he's got the Pledge threat. He's got double Tapu, and then I don't know. The Mimikyu seems a little bit outplaced to me. Like he's got triple Fairy, but then triple Fairy won Worlds. So what do I do here? If he activates the Sun with his Charizard, then Heatran actually looks pretty good because his Finny can't hit me super effectively. I might lead with Heatran here, actually. Kind of want to go to Landorus as well. Actually, I think I'll go Scrafty here, because then I can fake out and sub on his like double protect if he leads with the his pledge mode. Then which one do I want? What's left? Landorus would be okay against the Charizard and the Coco. Finny, I'm not too sure on. Zapdos does have potential as well, though. I think I'm going to go with Zapdos. No Misty Seed unless he activates it for me, which is entirely possible, but we'll see. Maybe I will regret not bringing Landorus, but it looked like he only had one physical attacker, so Intimidate wouldn't be too necessary. I do have it on my Scrafty. Bringing Scrafty against Triple Fairy, maybe not the play, but I think Fake Out Sub into most of the leads he can do would be pretty good. But we'll see. Yeah, this looks like a pretty free sub to me. Unless he's got HP Ground on the Cresselia. And he could also have Moonblast on his Cresselia. I think that would be a bit overkill with 3 fairies, but yeah, I can pretty safely fake out that Coco and go for a substitute here. I don't see any downside to that. So, I could immediately just Earth Power it, but substitute is way safer, so yeah, just fake out sub. Don't really see what he can do to stop that. He can switch out, but I'm pretty much guaranteed this sub here. Like, the protect doesn't really matter. You would have only taken fake out chip. That doesn't really matter. So We'll get the substitute. What's he going to go for? He's surely not going for a Trick Room or anything. Could go for an Icy Wind, I guess, but what's it going to be? It is Icy Wind. That doesn't matter. That's not going to break my substitute. So that's a pretty nice turn. Now here, he could either go for Dazzling Gleam to knock out Scrafty, because I think I do take a Dazzling Gleam with my Assault Vest, but then my Heatran substitute stays intact. I will go for an Earth Power here. He does have a potential Charizard switch in. So I will go into my Venusaur here. No, that's a Zapdos. Do I want to go into Venusaur? Because if he Icy Winds again, then I will get some Chlorophyll, and I will outspeed, but... Because if he's going for Dazzling Gleam, then Venusaur would be an absolutely fine switch. I don't know. My Zapdos still won't take much from a Dazzling Gleam, but I will go into Venusaur here. It's going to withdraw Cresselia, that's fine. Into Mimikyu, okay. So I think I like my Venusaur switch just a little bit better than Zapdos now. Is he going to Volt Switch, or is he going to try and KO my Scrafty? It's going to be Volt Switch, okay. So I'm probably going to be Earth Powering into a Charizard right now, but that's fine. Actually, no, into a Cresselia. He brought Cresselia, so I could be Earth Powering the Cresselia as well. But if he goes into Cresselia, I can get my substitute back. Okay, surely you're going to be the Cresselia. No, it is the Charizard, okay. I'm okay with that. So now we do know all 4 of his Pokemon. I won't get my Misty Sea boost with Zapdos, unfortunately, but this is still okay. So I can get Thick Fat on my Venusaur. I might just like protect initially though, so that I can get the Chlorophyll boost. I don't think he should go for Trick Room unless he's a particularly slow Charizard, which you can definitely be with Venusaur because you don't need the speed if you're going for Grass then Fire Pledge. But I think I'll go for Heat Wave here. I think I will just go for a regular Protect with Venusaur, so that when he Mega Evolves, I should be able to get my Chlorophyll boost. Well, the issue there, like, no, because the new mechanics mean that I don't, if I Mega Evolve that turn, then I don't get the... Okay, so he's not Mega Evolving either. Interesting. And he has Protect on Mimikyu, which is quite interesting. Surely not a Protect on the Charizard here. It's Focus Blast. Of course it's Focus Blast. I do take it, which is nice, but Focus Blast is such a bad move. That is somewhat frustrating, but oh well, he'll miss it this time. Do I go for Heat Wave or do I just try and Fire EMZ? So Heat Wave will break the Mimikyu sub, which could be important. I think I will just try and Fire EMZ the Charizard here. And it is important to get my Thick Fat now, but I will also Leech Seed the Charizard. Yeah, so it is why. Like, it had to be. If it was Focus Blast, it wouldn't have been X. But we'll see if he Focus Blast this time. If he goes for a Fire move, then I'll be able to, like, I'm pretty sure a Sun Boosted Inferno Overdrive could have the potential to knock out this Charizard. So we'll see. My Thick Fat should ensure I make it through the turn. Like, even an Overheat shouldn't KO me. Like, it would sting a lot, and a Heat Wave is going to hurt, but I'll make it through the turn because of the Thick Fat. But we will see. Overheat, so I should take this. I take it, like I told you I would take it. And he does outspeed my Heatran, unfortunately, so I don't get an Inferno Overdrive. But this is okay. Because he's at minus, I do hit, okay. He is at minus 2 with this Charizard, but I don't like my position now. That Focus Blast really did hurt. Because it didn't even have the potential for Z Focus Blast, which is my main issue. Focus Blast is just a terrible move without, like, even without Z, definitely. With Z, it's kind of acceptable, but yeah, this isn't the greatest of positions now. It would be nice if my Zapdos outsped his Charizard, but based on the fact that his Charizard outsped the Mimikyu while the Mimikyu still outsped the Heatran, I'm going to assume that he's a pretty fast Charizard. But he is at -2. Which is fine. I don't want to go for Tailwind, though, because he could very easily go for Trick Room. But if he has Overheat and Focus Blast, what kind of moveset's that? Not really sure. I will Thunderbolt Charizard here, and I will switch into Scrafty, I think. No, I might just Protect, actually. Because then it's better that Venusaur gets some Leech Seed recovery. But then I am Thunderbolting a Charizard as well, so... But I'm expecting it to switch out. I don't get the boost, the Electric Terrain boost, with my Zapdos, unfortunately. But... So most likely he's going to be going for a Shadow Claw into the Venusaur here. He could be going for Play Rough as well to cover the Scrafty switch, which would definitely make sense. But it's going to be Z, and that's probably going to KO me through my Protect, but we will see. If it does, then I am in a very awkward position. But Venusaur is very bulky. It is definitely a shame I didn't switch into to Scrafty there, because that would have definitely been able to eat it. No, I didn't think it would be enough. But still a bit awkward now. I think I do need to get on and break this disguise on the Mimikyu. But the problem is, if he lands Overheat on my Zapdos, I think I lose. That's the issue. But I think I do need to switch out into Scrafty here, even though there's a potential Play Rough coming into that slot, which it definitely should be Play Rough. Even though Play Rough can miss, I think that Play Rough makes sense because it covers this switch into Scrafty. But we're going to have to play off him not going for that. But I'm not going to be doing any damage this turn, I'm only breaking a disguise. But it's just Shadow Sneak, that's fine. So Shadow Sneak, Shadow Claw, Protect. That means he probably doesn't have Trick Room, which should mean I should be able to Tailwind. Because he surely has Play Rough. These are very interesting movesets, but... yeah, I need to get into Tailwind before I Thunderbolt the Charizard, but Zapdos could potentially just pull through on its own. Potentially. Gets a double crit, which is quite annoying, but... I can't fake out the Mimikyu. This is pretty awkward, because he just Icy Winds me down below the range of outspeeding Charizard. No, I can't Tailwind this turn. I'm gonna double the Cresselia. And hope that my Scrafty somehow makes it through the turn. It's unlikely to, this is 4 times effect, yeah, so I don't think there's any chance now, so... especially with a critical hit. Obviously I don't get to find out if I take a Play Rough, I'm not expecting to, but it's entirely possible, but of course, like I always say, the critical hits just come out and don't let me learn. But, yeah, this is probably going to be the first loss for the team, unfortunately. I think the Focus Blast was the main issue, because if there was no Focus Blast, then... Heatran would have been very safe in that situation, and I'd have been able to get off quite a lot of Heat Waves, but yeah, not looking so good right now. I'm going to Tailwind and Protect. I think it's still possible if he misses Overheat. I find it very curious he has Overheat and Focus Blast, but there we go. Oh yeah, he's got Shadow Sneak, so the Venusaur will just get KO'd whenever it gets hit, so there isn't really a way out now. Maybe I need to go for the Thunderbolt Paralysis on the Mimikyu, which is what I will end up doing this next turn. I'll go for a double Protect and a Paralysis on the Mimikyu, but things are looking pretty rough. So... Sun fades as well. If the Charizard would have come in while I was at full HP, that could have been okay. Because I could have taken the overheat that way. But we'll see if I get the double protect and the full paralysis as well. I get double protect, are we going to get the full paralysis? Because that's the way out now. I need an Icy Wind Miss as well. But this does need to paralyze. No, of course not. Yeah, and that's going to put us in... That's 4 critical hits. 4 critical hits. I'm definitely going to blame the critical hits here, but I'm going to just Thunderbolt my Venusaur, and I'm going to Sludge Bomb my Zapdos. Because there isn't really a way out now, so... Yeah. Focus Blast was bad. It's a terrible move. Don't use Focus Blast on Charizard. It's not worth it. Use Hidden Power Ground to hit Heatran, not Focus Blast. Z Focus Blast is definitely going to be a thing. But, yeah, like... That was pretty unfortunate. Like, I could have left my Scraftian on the turn he went for Volt Switch to break my sub, because I didn't think he should Dazzling Gleam there, but yeah, Focus Blast and Overheat is a very curious decision on Charizard, but it definitely worked out for him. Putting my Venusaur into range of Shadow Sneak definitely just ended the match. Focus Blast pretty much ended the match. It's a shame he hit, because the accuracy is very shaky, but yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. Shame I was going to go for a perfect week, given how well the matches seem to be going, but turns out that Overheat Focus Blast Charizard is the best VGC. Thanks for watching.